So, today I want to talk about um, mental health. We're in our second year of COVID, and people are having a lot of issues. Just dealing with lack of finances, job loss, dying relatives due to um, this thing we're battling for the last 2 years, or just life. I mean, we have been put in positions where we had to literally be closed in as a family, whether we're closed in around our loved ones. If you got significant others, normally people work. They're not around each other all the time, every day. So has been an awakening on a lot of relationships. A lot of relationships that I've known have not survived the pandemic. I've known a lot of people who are getting divorces right now because they realize either they not that compatible or just being around each other every day, dealing with each other day after day. I guess when you're working and you have other things going on, you have so many other distractions, but we was forced to be in a house to deal with the uncomfortable things or things that we don't want to deal with, whether it's, this hair, sorry, whether it's family issues or your kids every day, even parents who got school age kids, you gotta get them on the devices and get them, situated every morning. That has been a struggle for parents because sometimes even having your kids go to school is like a break. Like, oh, I get to get a break. The kids at school, like, who's our turn? So just a lot of that type of stuff people has been dealing with. And so, again, that those things it does affect your mood. Mood affects your mental stability or lack thereof. I know me personally, during this pandemic, I've struggled with depression. Not as so much for me, but just from, it could have been just phone calls I'm getting from different people stressing different life issues, concerns. I have adult children, so they go through different things. I have two of them that's young parents, so they dealing with things, being young parents out in the world living on their own, and they living on their own. It's a pandemic, raising small children. So it's so many different levels of things that people are dealing with right now that has been a test of your mental stability, so, and then just sitting with yourself, like sitting alone with yourself. Some people just don't like to be like in the house, especially if you're a person that's like to go, 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 go all the time, and your movement has been restricted due to COVID. So it's like, what do we do? So just trying to figure out what to do in this pandemic that we in. For me, I feel like what has been the most beneficial is working from home because it gives you a distraction. Any passion projects you get, like it's anything that you might have been wanting to do, or things you set to the side where like, I'm too busy to do this, I don't have time for that. Like, this is the time to hone in and focus on those things. Like all those things that you set aside that you feel like you couldn't do, that you didn't have time for, like this would be the time now to focus on those things. Like for myself, I've started writing a book. I'm continuing my blogging. I started my YouTube channel. Like all these different things that I kind of set aside to say like, oh, I really don't have time for it. I don't want to start it because I want to be able to give it my undivided attention. Because for me, I've always been like a workaholic. So when I start something, I don't know how to like push the brakes, which it could be a good thing and then it could be a bad thing. Because it's like when you are like that, it's hard to just take time for yourself. And you need self-care is so important. Like, oh my God, I can't stress it enough. Like, that's why I go to counseling every week, because I feel like just as much as I like to get, do my hair or get my nails done, my eyebrows done, my pedicures, like taking care of my mind is important too. You know what I'm saying? Like I go get my annual, doctor visits. Like taking care of your mind is just as important. It's just as important, if not more important. Like you want to be mentally stable, not mentally unstable. And there's so many things just life can throw at you. It's like, especially being a parent, your life is not your own. Even when your children are adults, granted, you don't have to burden yourself with their issues, but I feel like once you're a parent, you always kind of burdened with your children's issues, because you're going to always care about their well-being. You're going to want them to do well in life, so these just, a few things that you just be concerned with, and you want to know, you just want to make sure that everything is good. Like, it's good. That's the number one thing. Making sure everything is good. If you do that, then, that's the most important thing. Take care of yourself. Self-care. Couldn't say it no other way. Self-care.